If you are taking an excursion in Roatan, Honduras, there's a few things that you need to bring, because if you don't, trust me, everything can go left real quick. We've actually been there. So in this video, we're going to be talking about everything we wish we knew and bought before we took an excursion in Roatan, Honduras. Let's get into it. The one thing that we wish we knew, trust me, before we even got off the boat in Roatan, Honduras, was to bring some bug spray. And what I mean, you need this bug spray because the mosquitoes are insane in Roatan. It was to the point where the minute we got off the boat, we just started hearing them in our ear. We started slapping our arms, our legs, because they are everywhere. And the crazy thing about it, even though we went on a excursion, when we were on the bus, it was the same thing. It was literally the windows were open because, again, they were trying to get some fresh air in. The mosquitoes were on the bus. Everybody kept like shooting stuff around and trying to get them away, and they were just all over us. So we actually forgot our bug spray, and we had to get the bug spray from the cruise terminal. Now, again, luckily there was bug spray there, but we ended up paying, I believe, it's somewhere around $8 for a bottle of bug spray. Now, the bug spray was good. I mean, it was really strong, I would say that. However, if we didn't have bug spray on that, I think I would have just turned back around and just went back on the boat and like, you know what, forget this. I just can't do it. I can't do it at all. So bug spray is a must. Even when we took our excursion, we were on the excursion, I think we ran through just about 3/4 of the bottle of the bug spray because it was pretty much all gone. It was all over all of us. I was oily from the bug spray. And I just give me some more. Please, just give me some more because they're everywhere. So that's number one. Bring some bug spray.
Say, don't even put perfume on because you just gonna bug spray will be your perfume for the day. Just go ahead and just
I actually like the smell though.
And I will say, make sure you don't forget yours like we did on the cruise ship, because the bug spray that they did have at the terminal, it had a really bad smell. It was strong and nasty.
Hey,
all right, number 2, proper water shoes. Okay, now these ones we really like because they have a tie here. They have like a nice rubber sole to them, and they're really comfortable to walk around with. The mistake that we made was that we actually wore our Crocs and flip-flops and stuff like that, and then put the water shoes inside our bag. What the suggestion we have for you, just go ahead and wear those water shoes off the boat and just have them on the whole time. That's why we say make sure they're comfortable. Now, when you're getting there, you're going to be doing ATVs. Like we did everything. So we did the ATVs, we did ziplining, we did what else? Oh, the animal excursion, and then we went to the beach. And proper water shoes are just a must for that, because when you're going ziplining, you have to have shoes on. You don't want flip-flops or anything that's going to fall off. So those were great to walk up and down the steps with. When they did the ATVs, it was really nice because there was mud all around. And once you were going through the mud, the water shoes were nice because you could just rinse them right off. And then again, when you went to the beach, you're walking around the beach, you just, have them on and then, just take them off and things like that. So proper water shoes, hands down, just get some, order them off Amazon. You'll thank me later because you won't have all these shoes that you're trying to carry around, and then they're gonna get messed up. So just be mindful of the color that you do pick. I had pink and that wasn't a great color.
It was not a great color. The other thing I'll say about the water shoes itself, I know you guys will see there's a ton of water shoes that have like the ones where your toe actually has like a separate area. I really not a big fan of those because I just really like these because they feel like sneakers on your feet, and they just make it a lot easier to have that grip. Because the biggest thing I would say, especially if you're doing the zip lines, we did Victor Bodden or Bodden tours for the zip lines. If it did rain, it was a little bit wet as far as like when you're going up the different zip lines when you're like clipping on. So these really helped out because that rubber grip really helped me out big time. Number 3 is that we did bring, but again, you definitely want to bring is one of these waterproof like fanny packs. I don't even want to say fanny pack.
It is a fanny pack.
It is not. It's a small carry bag. It's a utility bag. That's what it is. It's a utility bag. So this is one of the bags that we will have like to put our phones in. You put your wallet in, or not necessarily a wallet, but like your license and a major credit card if you need one, and cash. And what I really like about it is the fact that this actually opens up a little bit, and I can actually just wear it as a sling across myself, and I can have it in front of me so I can see exactly where my phone is. I can see exactly where the cash is and all that good stuff. But this is definitely recommended because, again, a lot of the activities you're going to get wet. wet. I didn't want my phone to get wet, number one. And number two, you don't want your small bills to get wet, especially if you're like going to the beach and such like that. I really like it because I don't have to leave it on the beach. I can actually just wear it on me, because with these bags, you may have seen these before, people wearing these, it does have it to where it's kind of like a Ziploc bag where it like seals everything in, but there's 3 lines as far as like 3 seal points. And then again, you would just fold everything over. So your phone is inside there. Everything is nice and waterproof, and you can kind of keep moving from there. The other thing that we kept in here is, guess what? The bug spray. so the bug spray was inside here as well. So this is just definitely one of the things. Now I would say there are different ones that you can order if you wanted to have your phone on and actually get some underwater video. That's a completely different case. It's not this one. As you can see, this is not transparent. But this is definitely one of the things that I recommend that you guys bring if you're going to Roatan, Honduras. Number 4.
All right, number 4, bring cash. And I suggest that you bring small bills. Now, when we were in Honduras, we found out that a lot of the people who are working, they really work off of tips.
Yeah.
And so bring 1s, bring 5s, bring 10s, because they're so sweet that you're gonna want to tip everybody. Yeah. And again, this is kind of how they survive. So make sure you bring some small bills so that you can tip. You know, when you're going off the ATV, you're gonna want to tip them. Then when you're at the zip lines, you're gonna want to tip them. When you're at the animal counter, you're going to want to tip them, and then you're going to have to, want to tip your driver and things like that. It's not that you have to, but we just really suggest that you bring in some small bills because they're super sweet and you're going to want to tip them.
Yeah, definitely do that. And especially, I would say also, again, we did Victor Bodden. We're just shouting you out.
Victor
but Bodden, I keep saying Bodden. But again, when you went through the animal location where you had the monkeys and such like that, they're giving you a lot of information. It's like stuff we had no idea, especially with the sloths. If that's still a thing that you can do, you definitely want to tip your guide. All right.
Yeah.
So number 5 is one of the biggest ones, and I didn't see this. Brizette saw it. No, you told me you saw her more.
Chase.
Oh, Chase saw it. Yeah. That was right. Right. So there was one location we did the ATVs because, of course, ATVs. You're in the jungle. Guess what's going to happen? There's mud everywhere. Unfortunately, lady, we're all white. That was one thing that you do not want to do, is wear all white or wear like a white jersey or a white t-shirt or anything light color, because guess what? Because that mud hits it, and even though you may rinse off, it's not coming off. And that was one of the things that we saw. This lady unfortunately came in all white with white pants and white shoes, and everything was chocolate by the time she was wearing brown. So I would definitely say, wear the right clothing. Just don't kind of see what you're doing. I mean, it's not really a fashion show at that point. Just make sure that you understand that things will get dirty when you're there, because it's a jungle, it's an adventure. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, and I will say that what we usually try to do, if we know that we're going on zip lines or ATVs, we try to have the kids wear maybe swimsuits or swim trunks that we don't mind if we have to throw them away. That happened to us when we went to Jamaica.
Yeah.
We had Chase wear these new Nike swim shorts that we bought. They were so cute. And then the mud stained them and we weren't able to save them, so we ended up tossing them. So just make sure you're wearing something that you don't mind if it gets wet, or not gets wet, but if it gets muddy, you can toss it and be okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, number 6. Now this one, I wish, really, really, really do wish that we would have known this. Bring your own snacks. Again, bring your own snacks. When we got there, of course, we have kids and everybody's always hungry, even though we just had a full buffet upstairs. They were hungry, after doing the zip lines and stuff like that. So when we went into the gift shop, the stuff was expensive. I think we paid like $5 for chips, $5 for a thing of water, ice cream, and things like that. And it added up. So if you can, before you even, you're going on a cruise, while you're packing your stuff, what we suggest is pack like chips and cookies, things that are already sealed, like you bought it from the store and it's sealed, so that they don't say, oh, you can't bring this off the ship. It's already sealed in bags, not Ziploc bags, but it's actually sealed. So chips, cookies, meat sticks, things like that are going to hold you over, that you don't necessarily have to go ahead and buy things while you're there. Again, it was really pricey. I think we spent probably just $30 on a thing of chips, ice cream, water.
Yeah.
What else? No, we had our own water, but ice cream and stuff like that. So just be mindful of that.
Yeah, definitely be mindful. Number 7, I would say, and I actually don't have it here. I should have had it. Brizette mentioned it. Bring a reusable water bottle. That was one of the things that I would definitely recommend that you bring wherever you go. And that water bottle is one that you can fill up if you're on a cruise and you're coming off the boat. You just refill it or fill it up before you get off. Put some ice in there because Roatan, it is a tropical climate. When we were there, it was nice and hot. So one of the things that we definitely recommend is that you fill the water up and just keep those filling points. If you're at the location and you run out of water, just buy a bottle of water and refill it back up that way. We like doing it too because a lot of times our kids, they're forever thirsty. Rather than buying water bottle after water bottle after water bottle, we just have the water on us and can kind of go from there. But most importantly, unfortunately, some of the countries that you may go to or the towns you may go to, the water isn't filtered. And again, your gut is just not used to that water ecosystem there. So if you're getting any water out of a tap or anything like that, it's a possibility you could get a little bit of sick. It happens. I'm just saying it happens. Not saying that will happen everywhere, but it happens. Just again, different bacteria. So I would definitely bring that and make sure you take it off the boat. Or if you even on one of the resorts in Roatan, just fill it up before you go, because again, that'll save you a little bit once you get out in there on the excursion.
All right, number 8, time management. All right, so this is for the people who did the things that we did when we went on our tour. So again, we did all 4. We did ATV, zip lining, animal encounter, and then we went to the beach. Now, I really wish we would have known this before we got to the beach. When we got to the beach, because we did all 4 things, we had a short window of time.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really told to us. And when we got to the beach, we thought we had enough time. Again, our kids were hungry to go ahead to the beach, have fun at the beach, relax, and then eat, kind of do it that way. So when we got there, our guide was like, hey, are you hungry? And we were like, yeah. He was like, okay, well, let's go eat now. And we sat down, we waited for the food. And as soon as we finished eating, he was like, all right, it's time to go. We were like,
what?
Wait, what? So we didn't even get to enjoy the water. And the water in Honduras is absolutely magical. It's so beautiful. It's so clean. The beach, the sand is beautiful. The water is beautiful. So make sure you kind of have to juggle your time and say, how much time do I really have? Do I have time to eat and do the beach, or do I just have time for one? And my suggestion would be is to maybe have one of the, the husband or wife or somebody just get fries or something like that, so you can still enjoy the beach, because it is nice. And the food there was good, but it was pricey. So just be mindful of that again. So this is where those snacks come in handy. So if you have snacks, go ahead and just, snack on some stuff. Tell your kids we'll be back at the port. We'll eat when we get back to the ship, because we really came here to enjoy the beach. That's what we were there for. We wanted to enjoy the beach. So if that time thing, if you have all 4 excursions, you're going to have that time restraint. So just think about that. If you're doing 3, you have more than enough time to eat and do the beach, because there were people there who left us and they were hanging out. So the nice thing about the tours is that they have multiple buses. So they're going to leave you where you are at your excursion, take other people to the beach, come back for you. And so you don't feel like you're missing out.
Yeah, and that was what Victor Bodden, they had both. Victor Bodden, he had several buses, so that's the vantage point that we're looking for. Now, number nine is one of the greatest things. I was not a fan of it at first, but it is the Turkish beach towels, or the Turkish towels. Why? Because these things are actually pretty cool. They're pretty cool. At first I was like, but these things are lightweight, but they dry really fast. One of the things that we've noticed is a lot of the cruise ship towels, they're really big and bulky. And even if you have lockers, if you're doing an excursion, do you really want to carry that around? We were able to, and I'm just going to go ahead and roll it up really quick here. This is one of the towels, but this is how it looks when it's all, folded up. Well, just so you could fit like a good 4 or 3 of these together and fit them inside one of the elastic backpacks. And you kind of keep moving from there. But the best part about it, they're lightweight. So yes, they do pick up a little bit of weight when they get wet, but they dry really fast. So we really liked this when we were on the tour, because after the ATVs, we did hose off, and it was really good to just dry off really quickly, roll the towels back up, put them back in the bag, and we kind of keep moving from there. So I definitely recommend these. They're on Amazon. Hopefully we can link this somewhere in the description so you guys can check them out. But definitely it is one of the things that we would recommend. The other reason why we would recommend this, and I'll be totally honest, because a lot of times you take a cruise towel off the ship, they let you know that you're responsible to bring it back on. And many things can happen. You could go to the beach, you could kind of leave it on a chair, you could forget, one of the kids could leave it. I don't want to be responsible if you're paying $100 for a for a cruise towel if it's not worth $100. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So this is one of the ways. If you lose one of these, you can just replace it when you get back home.
And I will even say another thing about that is when we were at the excursion, when you got there, we couldn't find the lockers. So some people said there are lockers. They just told us to put everything on the table. So I wasn't going on the zip lines and stuff like that. So everybody was like, hey, can I leave my bag with you? Can I leave my bag with you? And I was like, sure. But there was like all these towels just on the table. Now you're just picking up a random towel. You don't know which one is yours. And again, if someone didn't bring one off and accidentally picked up yours, you're responsible for that towel. You're responsible for that fee that you're going to pay when you get back. Okay. All right. Number 10. Now, this is where I really appreciated the tour that we went on with Victor Bodden, because his tour company was very responsible. They knew that, hey, you have to get back to that cruise terminal port and you have to get back in enough time. This is where we didn't understand that at first. When we got to the beach and I told you we only had a little bit of time to actually either eat or go in the water, it was because they knew they had to get us back to the cruise terminal.
He was like, you gotta go.
We were kind of upset at first, like, why are we rushing? And he was like, no, we gotta go. We gotta go. He kept looking at his watch. He kept saying, no, guys, all right, are you finished? We gotta go. Very sweet about it, but we understood when we were driving back the reason why. There's one road up and one road back down. Now, if you are with someone who is not thinking about the time, or a company that really doesn't care about that, you are going to get left behind. And we see it almost happen because the traffic was insane on the way back. Okay, so if you're going to you like, well, when I get there, I'm going to just go to the beach by myself and kind of enjoy the day. That's all good. Fine, well, do that, but just know that you probably need like an hour and a half. Give yourself an hour and a half to 2 hours to get back, depending on how many cruise ships are there that day. For us, I think there was 2 cruise ships there, and it was bumper to bumper. Like, think about the worst traffic in Atlanta times 2. Okay. So
or New York or LA.
LA. Wherever there's bad traffic, think about that times 2, because there's only one road up and one road back down. So just give yourself enough time. Again, Victor Bodden, they were amazing with that. They were like, nope, they got us there back that we had time to get off, walk around the terminal, get some souvenirs, and still have time to just watch everybody rush back onto the cruise ship. There was a couple who almost got left. The nice thing about Royal, they did wait, for that one couple, because it was one couple, but they had it coming through the back way, and they were running.
They were running.
So don't be that couple. Now, everything that we've asked you to get or told you should get is something that you're probably going to bring with you on every either cruise or travel vacation you go on. So don't feel like you're going to buy this stuff, invest in all this stuff, and not use it again. We actually travel with all the things that we told you. We travel with them every time we go on vacation. Either if it's to Cancun, if we're going somewhere tropical, I should say. So these are great investments to make. So when you get the water shoes, get a really good pair. When you get a bag, get a good pair. When you get a towel, get a good set of towels, because you're going to take them with you all the time.
And another thing that we'll do as a bonus, and just a thank you for you guys for hanging around to the end of the video, in the link below, or in the description below, you'll find a link, and we actually have this stuff already outlined for you. So you can go ahead and download that. Just a thanks from us to say thank you to you for actually sticking around and watching to the end of the video. So if you know anybody who is going to Roatan, Honduras, make sure you send this to them. Or if you're going, make sure you save this, or just make sure you just look at it one more time. Just click the link, get the download. So we'll check you guys on the next one. Peace.